Today we are going to talk about classification of nervous system. This video is important for medical students and doctors. Our nervous system controls and coordinates essential functions of body. It acts as a center for sensory, motor and integrative functions. Our nervous system is divided into CNS and PNS. It means central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Central nervous system acts as an integrating and command center of nervous system. CNS has brain and spinal cord. If we talk about the brain has cerebral hemispheres consisting of sensory areas, motor areas, and association areas. We have diencephalon, cerebellum, midbrain, pons, and medulla. Here we should see that left brain controls right side of the body and right brain controls left side of the body. The pathways of our nervous system are crossed. Now move towards the spinal cord. Spinal cord is a conduction pathway in vertebral canal and extends from foramen magnum to L1 or L2. If you don't know about the foramen magnum, it is a hole in the base of skull from which different structures like spinal cord pass into the cervical spinal canal. So this was our central nervous system. Now we move towards the peripheral nervous system. One thing we have to discuss before going into the deep discussion of peripheral nervous system is nerves. Nerves are the bundle of neuronal fibers outside the CNS, while these fibers in the CNS will be called tracts. You can recall different tracts in the spinal cord like dorsal column and spinothalamic. These nerves are cranial nerves and spinal nerves. Cranial nerves are 12 pairs of nerves serving head and neck except vagus, which extend into the thorax and abdomen. Spinal nerves are 31 pairs of nerves formed by the union of dorsal and ventral roots of spinal cord. So these cranial and spinal nerves are part of peripheral nervous system PNS. There are two divisions of peripheral nervous system: sensory division and motor division. Sensory division consists of fibers which carry impulses from body to the central nervous system. This sensory division has two types of fibers: sensory fibers and visceral fibers. The sensory or somatic fibers are nerve fibers which deliver impulses from skin, skeletal muscle and joints, while the visceral fibers transmit impulses from visceral organs of the body. So this was all about sensory division of peripheral nervous system. This division keeps CNS informed of the events inside and outside of the body. Now we will talk about motor division of peripheral nervous system. These fibers carry impulses from CNS to different organs, muscles and glands. There are two further subdivisions: somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. Somatic nervous system allows us to voluntarily control skeletal muscles. It is called voluntary nervous system. However, skeletal muscle reflexes are also initiated involuntarily by the fibers of this division. The next is autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system regulates events that are autonomic or involuntary, such as the activity of the smooth muscles and glands. This subdivision is commonly called the involuntary nervous system. There are two further subdivisions of this autonomic nervous system: the sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system. Sympathetic subdivision, it is fight or flight subdivision of the autonomic nervous system, which prepares the body to cope with some threats. Its activation results in increased heart rate and blood pressure. Parasympathetic subdivision is the housekeeping of our body, and it is in our control most of the time. This subdivision maintains homeostasis and other normal functions of body. So this was the discussion about the classification of our nervous system. The summary is that we had nervous system which had two parts: central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system has brain and spinal cord. PNS has two divisions: sensory division and motor division. The sensory division has further two types of fibers: somatic fibers and visceral fibers. The motor division has somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. Autonomic nervous system has further two subdivisions of sympathetic nervous system and parasympathetic nervous system.